E. Martin in the house. I'm with my 3 of my 4 crazy daughters. There's Shy. Say hey, what's up, Shy? All right, Jasmine. What up, baby girl? And Z Low in his house. All right, so I'm turning it, and this is their dad. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but anyway, we are at the Cheesecake Factory, putting it in, and I don't get to hang out with these sisters too often because they all grown now, and they don't like hanging out with me like they did when they was little.
That is not true.
So
that is not the reason.
That's not the reason.
Do not be lying to the internet like that.
Y'all ain't grown.
Well, we
It's
are
not
grown,
true.
but not too
Y'all
grown for you.
not too grown for your dad. All right, well, that makes me feel better. All right, we gonna put it away though, ladies. We're gonna put it in. All right, I love you all, and I just wanted to holler at you. Peace. Good morning, Millennials and Gen Z. What's happening, Millennials and Gen Z? What's good? How we doing today? I welcome you back to another live stream, Sharing Your Wisdom podcast with Uncle E. You are back with the coolest uncle on the internet. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, Millennials and Gen Z. I welcome you all. If you're able to participate, cool. Please do. Comment. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what you're doing, how you're doing it. All right. We are back for another live stream. I live stream once a week, Millennials and Gen Z, Sharing Your Wisdom podcast with Uncle E. I want to discuss today work ethic. Okay? Share My Wisdom podcast with Uncle E. We are discussing work ethic today. And the reason I want to discuss work ethic, Share My Wisdom podcast with Uncle E, is because work ethic is very, very important. It's important to sustain. It's important to move forward. It's important to build capacity. It's important to a lot of different things in your life. So it's going to make you better as a human being. And it's going to help you understand your sense of urgency a lot of times. Oh, I forgot. Mi amigos, mi amigas, bienvenidos aquí. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy? Gracias. Welcome, my Spanish speakers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as I was saying, work ethic is very, very important, Millennials and Gen Z, because not everybody has good work ethic. Some folks are just lazy. They are, right? But in order to make it in this world, you have to have a good work ethic. You have to have a good work ethic, because if you don't, chances of you working for a company, getting raises, getting promotions, not going to happen. And then when your other subordinates, your other employees that you work with, your other coworkers that you work with, if they know that you're lazy, they're going to target you. That's just how the world works. Lazy folks hang with lazy folks. They do. So when we're talking about work ethic, Millennials and Gen Z, this is an opportunity for you to set yourselves apart from all your other coworkers. This is an opportunity for you, if you're going to work for a company, to grind, to show your supervisors and your managers that you can be called upon at any given time, right? And it's important because you always want to make sure, regardless of where you're working, whether you're an entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to grind anyway. So you're going to have good work ethic being an entrepreneur. If you work for a company, though, you want to be able to stand out from everyone else. And that's equally important. And, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. So having good work ethic is essential. It's critical in order to sustain long-term at your job. If you want to move jobs, right? Your work ethic will follow you wherever you go. Your work ethic will affect your skill set. And vice versa, your skill set will affect your work ethic. So things to keep in mind, Millennials and Gen Z, okay? Of course, as usual, I have a video that I'm going to be sharing with you that I made from TikTok, my library of education. Love TikTok because you young people share your lives. And I appreciate you sharing your lives on TikTok because it makes it easy for me when I come to share my wisdom podcast with Uncle E with you. So I appreciate you, Millennials and Gen Z. Before we jump in, I want to go to my my YouTube channel so we can take a look at my ebooks. I do this every week before I go into the video. I want to show you my ebooks. I have 22 ebooks that I've written that I sell. Let me get this ready. Okay. Millennials and Gen Z. This is Share My Wisdom Podcast with Uncle E. It's my YouTube channel. If you click on more, make sure it came up. It did, okay. This is my About Me. And if you go down, you see these links. If you go down to Share My Wisdom Podcast ebooks, click on it. That's going to bring up my ebooks. Let me make sure it's there. Yep, there it is. Okay. Millennials and Gen Z, I've written 22 ebooks. I sell them for $7 a piece. That's how you could support a brother. And it will be good for you to purchase the ebooks because they go hand in hand with my live streams. All of my ebooks that I have here, I will be doing a live stream on. Okay? So these are all my ebooks. Feel free to check them out. And like I said, they're $7 a piece, or you could purchase all 22 of them for $100, which is here. Okay? The only one that I'm not selling for $22 is Daddy's Girls. I self-published that book. It's on Amazon.com. It's a self-published book, like I said, and it's a paperback available at Amazon.com. But I did turn it into an ebook, but that's for $15, not for $7. Okay? So let me get out of this. Okay. Millennials and Gen Z. Let's go ahead. Let's get ready. Let's jump into this video talking about work ethic, okay? And like I said, I put it together from from TikTok. And it's about 15 minutes long. And we're just going to be talking about work ethic, okay? And then I have an article that I want to go over as well from Harvard Business that goes a little bit deeper into work ethic and what's required for work ethic, okay? All right, let me get it set up, Millennials and Gen Z. Okay, let's see. Okay, Millennials and Gen Z. Work ethic, here we go.
Your kids aren't born with a good work ethic. That's something that you need to teach them. This is what my dad told me when I started my first job. He said, if you're hired to move a stack of bricks from one location to another, and there's somebody else doing that same job, what you want to do is move your stack faster, make your stack neater, finish before the other guy, then help him finish putting his stack of bricks together. That's what good work ethic is. Remember, what you do in each job, how you're respected in each job, follows you to the next all through your life.
Don't expect the high-end life without high-end work ethic. And I've said this before, guys, but listen. I feel like, and I put this because I'm guilty of this too sometimes. It's easy with social media to compare your life to everyone else and to everyone else's highs, right? Because they're mostly all highs, right? That's what they post. You have people who do share about their lows or what they're going through. But they're mostly all highs. And it's normal to go on there and to compare yourself. But like I mentioned before, we forget that some of these people, the successes that they've had are not overnight. They've worked really hard. You take a look at my life, you see my home, you see my car, you see Chris's car, and you're like, what do they fucking do all day? I'm just being an outsider here. If you're looking at my life, if I'm looking at my life from the outside, be like, what does she do all day? Like she has her businesses, she has her podcast, but like what does she really do all day? What has she really worked? Like what does she do to make all that money? And the thing is, because you see it on the outside, you see, and that's I don't really post my shit like that, but you see the outside world. You see the house, you see the cars, you see the highs, right? But you guys didn't see me grinding from the age of 15. Like I was literally crying in the car with Chris the other day because I was just like thinking back of how far I've come in as an individual. Guys, when I'm telling you my work ethic, when I was like, even in before I turned 15, I had fucking work ethic.
I would rather be tired from working hard than be broke from being lazy.
People fail to realize like waking up for a 9 to 5 consistently for years, like that's like a outstanding quality. Like I would love to have somebody with me that makes it to their job every day at 9 a.m. Like they don't miss it and they still hang.
There's only two people that work super hard. The people that fully love it, and then there's the reverse. The people that are so fearful and so insecure. They think just like getting straight A's in school, by working 12 hours, it's gonna fix it. They don't know themselves. If someone's insecure, they may think that I have to work 12 hours a day to make $1 million because that $1 million is gonna show them that I'm good. That's not work ethic, that's insecurity. Hard work is remarkably enjoyable when you like what you're doing. I don't think you should work hard if you don't like it. I think the world's got this super reversed and it confused all of you. It confused everyone. Don't burn yourself out. Don't even do it. People are looking at the cause, not the root. It's really fucked up. Work is a byproduct of what's actually inside of you. It's not the fucking root.
It really shits me when people go, oh man, I just want to work that 6-hour day and can I have that 1 hour smoker break? And I need to go toilet for 30 minutes and I need to milk my boss's money. I'm like, that fucking shits me.
You know, hard work pays off every time.
Last thing you want to do is at the end of your career, look back and say, oh, I wish I worked harder. You have to get up every day and do the work. You gotta be like, no, I want to get better now. The discipline that it takes to work at something every single day.
You know, as hard as you believe you can work harder than that.
You're not going to outwork me.
Hustle, work ethic, self-discipline, those are mechanisms of controlling yourself. And it's quite baffling that we all praise this. You need to discipline yourself and develop work ethic to have your own best interests at heart. It's insane. Say over here, there is like a little oasis. And over there's a pit of fire. And I'm in the middle. It's like everything you want, everything you don't want. Would it be weird if I'm like, okay, everyone, I'm really struggling to go in this direction. Do you have any work ethic tips and tricks to get me to go there? You'd be like, wait a minute. Why don't you go there by default? What are you actually disciplining? You're disciplining a part of you that's pulling you there. When you actually let go of that energy pulling you this direction, you don't need work ethic or discipline. You're naturally pulled towards success. It's why I say instead of work ethic, cultivate a work magnet.
I kept saying this to myself on repeat. There is no way, Mel, if you've worked this hard, that you will not be rewarded. You have to believe that this moment is preparing you for something amazing that hasn't happened yet. Keep going. And so I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again as I wanted to throw in the towel, as I would start to bash myself, as I would start to feel sorry for myself and be like, no, there's just no way I'm going to believe that something amazing isn't going to happen. I've worked too hard. Something amazing that hasn't happened is coming. And when you get yourself into that mindset, it creates a sense of resilience and momentum and resolve that you need in order to keep going when the shit hits the fan or when you feel disappointed or when life is beating you down.
When I first went to work for a Wall Street firm in 1972, they didn't really have any formal sales program, training programs. And so what they did is they give you the yellow pages. Call everybody in the yellow pages. And when you got through the yellow pages, call everybody in the white pages. And then when you got down to the white pages, you cold called every building that had more than 10 stories on Wall Street. Well, every building on Wall Street has 10 stories. And so you got to kiss a lot of frogs, Pena, before you're going to find a customer. And you got to turn over a lot of rocks. And so there was 25 years straight from 1991 to 1996. I didn't take a day off. 25 years straight. 1991, 71 to 1996. 71 to 90. I didn't take a day off.
Because one of the things that some people have to develop it, is this natural sense of urgency with everything that they do. That's just kind of built in. Did you and your dad work together when you were young and he kind of helped develop some work ethic? Yeah, just like playing back through childhood and where this came from. Is it all natural?
Yeah, having them there helped.
Yeah. Some examples throughout your life has helped you develop some of these traits and the work ethic and the urgency to want to do something special with your life. And this, with such a short period of time in sales, it's impressive. Impressive how good you are at this.
So my company gave me working notice last week. And what that means is that they've given me a date that I'm going to work up until, after which I'm going to get cut, right? So I have just been listening to people being like, oh, you need to work at 50%, like stop doing what you're doing to the extent that you're doing it, like, you know, cut it. I am a millennial girly, okay? I am not built to do anything at 50%. I'm pretty sure other millennials can relate to me. We're just wired to do everything at 110%. It is just who we are as people, okay? So I am here struggling because I want to do like work at 50%. I don't want to give it my all because like I'm pissed, but also I can't. I am like, yes, I'm going to just be giving it 100%. And yeah, so if anybody is looking for a project manager, please let me know. I am great. Everybody that I work with says I'm great. So I believe I'm great. But yeah, thank you very much. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Y'all want to know what people never speak about? Nobody ever talks about how hard life is in your 20s. Some of us are in college. Some of us are working a 9-to-5 trying to figure out what we want to go to college for. Some of us are even wondering if we should or should not go to college. Because at this point in life, we don't know if it's really worth it or not. Some of us got kids. Some of us are in debt. Some of us stay with our parents still. And some of us got our own house with our own bills. But whatever the case may be, if you a young adult in your 20s and you grinding hard and you don't know what's going to happen next in your life, I salute you because I'm in the same boat. I get up every day hustling and grinding, praying that God reveals my purpose one day soon. Listen, y'all, we gonna make it. We all gonna make it to the top. Stay focused and keep grinding, y'all. Do not give up. I promise y'all. Stay focused.
And the problem is, like, I'm 50. Dude, I didn't start making any money until I was,
let's touch on that.
Till I was real money, till I was like 36.
Because people that's listening, they might be, that's subjective to a lot of people. What's real money?
I appreciate you asking the clarifying question. I never made more than $300,000 a year until I was 36.
You was 36.
I was 36. Never.
What do you say to people? Because I talk to people all the time that's around my age, maybe a little bit older, a little bit younger, and they feel like they're failures because they haven't accomplished what they thought they were going to accomplish by 28. What do you say to people with that mentality?
For those of you that are out there that are 27, 28, 30, and you're like, man, these guys are rich. First of all, most of the people that tell you they're rich are not. They're just not. So you have to understand that. Don't get caught up in the fact that you're not where you want to be in 3 months or 3 years or 2. And also this idea that you're going to start working at 20 and retire at 30. Like, guys, let's
so many people that believe that.
Dude, like, what world do you live in, bro? You don't go from making $80 grand a year to making $27 million a year. You go like, I'm at 80. How can I get to $150? And if it takes you, my first million, I didn't make my first million a year until I was 43. 43.
I don't know who in the workforce needs to hear this right now, but stop competing and comparing yourself to colleagues who have nobody and nothing to go home to, who have no other obligations or responsibilities. And this is no shade to them, but you're beating yourself up because you don't have the time or the energy to give what people who have nothing else to give their time and energy to. You do. You have other responsibilities. You have other priorities. Give yourself grace and stop competing with them.
You have to realize the worst thing is to take everything personally and get emotional. So people who are psychotic bosses, their power is in grabbing your emotions and entangling you in a drama. They're better at it. They're more aggressive. They're nastier. They're more difficult. They're more amoral than you are. You're never going to win playing to their strengths. They thrive on making you emotional. So you have to learn to stop taking things so emotionally. Now, it's not everything. I do want you to fall in love and have a family and love your children, etc. But in the work world, it pays to cool things down and to not realize that it is never personal.
The biggest key to success is not a morning routine. The biggest key to success is not, well, you have to wake up at 5:30 every morning. Well, I don't wake up at 5:30 every morning. You know when I wake up? Usually when I'm done sleeping. All that's great. I mean, you can set your environment up in a way that you're more likely to win, but the reality is you have to make a decision, and then you have to learn how to understand the difference between a choice and a decision.
I want to say a word. It may sound political, but it's not political. It's moral and biblical. You cannot legislate the poor into freedom by legislating the industrious out of it. You don't multiply wealth by dividing it. And government cannot give to anybody anything that it doesn't first take from somebody else. And when somebody receives something without working for it, somebody else has to work for it without receiving it. We have to understand that. And the worst thing that can happen in a nation is for half the people to get the idea they don't have to work because somebody else will work for them, and the other half to get the idea it does no good to work because they don't get to keep what they work for. The Bible teaches that if a man would not work, neither should he eat.
So I recently had someone tell me that because they didn't get promoted, they were going to just get by, effectively quiet quitting. I responded by saying, so your work product is conditional. You only put forth an effort based on how much you feel you're valued and appreciated. As someone who's been underleveled, undervalued, undercompensated, and underestimated, I certainly get it. It is most certainly demoralizing to not have your contributions appreciated or acknowledged. But consider this. What if you push anyway because that is who you are and what you believe in? It's more than just a brand, and you don't have anything to prove to anyone else but yourself because you are that good. Striving for excellence can lead to personal growth and skill development. Even if external recognition is limited, you can continue to enhance your abilities and knowledge, which can benefit your career in the long run. Also, a commitment to high standards can be intrinsically motivating. When you take pride in your work and seek to improve it, you derive satisfaction from the process itself, regardless of external rewards. You can enhance your professional reputation and credibility. Your dedication to excellence may open up future opportunities, even if they are not immediately apparent. It could lead to promotions, new projects, or roles in which your skills are more valued.
All right, Millennials and Gen Z, what are your thoughts about that incredible video? Right? I really enjoyed putting this one together, because work ethic has been very, very important to me. I've been able to sustain my entire life through my work ethic. I'm a girl dad of 4 adult daughters, 36, 30, 27, and 24. They're all amazing adult women. They're all professional women. They're all handling their business, living their best lives. So they definitely got their work ethic from their mother and their father. Trust me, they did. My daughters grind. And would love to hear from you. Feel free to comment. Leave your comments. And I look at all comments. I'll respond to them. I will definitely respond to them. But as you can see, you have different professionals at different levels talking about work ethic. And I just thought it was, it was important to bring this to the forefront, Millennials and Gen Z, and sharing my wisdom with you. Okay. And now I want to go into this article that I came across on Harvard Business, talking and going a little bit deeper about work ethic. Okay. Let me pull it up here. Okay. This is from Harvard Business Review. And the article is talking about how to develop a strong work ethic. It's by Tutu Tagerley. Want to make sure I don't screw that up. And have you ever wondered about how to behave appropriately at work? Throughout your career, and especially in the early years, it's challenging to figure out what behaviors and attitudes are and are not acceptable in different professional environments. The more you traverse companies and industries, the clearer your understanding will become. When you are just starting off, though, it can be hard to pin down these behaviors. So work ethic, you learn a bunch of behaviors as well from other employees, because you're going to be working with people that they're just lazy. They are. I've worked with them throughout my 59 years of living, and you're just going to have lazy people. There's no way around it. Some folks they're going to do the bare minimum of the minimum, and they have absolutely no problem letting you take the bulk of the work while they get credit. You're just going to have individuals like that. Okay. What is work ethic? What are qualities of good and poor work ethic? Work ethic refers to a set of moral principles, values, and attitudes around how to act at work. While this may vary depending on your organization and company culture, there are a few universal qualities of both good and poor work ethic. So let's dive into them, Millennials and Gen Z. Reliability and dependability. Absolutely. One of the core values of work ethic. Okay. It's going to be regarding, deadlines, being on time, and those sort of things. Okay. Productivity. Absolutely. You need to consistently navigate your priorities and find smart ways to use your time. Time waits for no one, Millennials and Gen Z. Time waits for no one. Ownership and autonomy. Very important. You need to exercise initiative and show that you can take direction from others, learn and improve. A lot of people just are not good with constructive criticism. They're just not. Whether you're extrovert or introvert. A lot of folks it's difficult for them to take criticism objectively. It really is. Hurts a lot of folks' feelings. And when you're in a position of a supervisor or manager, that's what you're going to have to deal with. So, collaboration and team support. You need to have the foresight to look beyond your individual role and establish positive working relationships with others. So, those are essential for strong work ethic, okay? Reliability and dependability, productivity, ownership and autonomy, and collaboration and team support. Now, all four qualities demonstrate professional integrity or the practice of showing a strong commitment to ethical behavior at work. In contrast, examples of bad work ethic include, here we go, low work quality, consistent tardiness, lack of attention to deadlines, focusing on your own goals at the expense of the greater team or company goals, abuse and harassment, whether of the most explicit variety or the unconscious microaggressions and sabotaging of others. Now, I worked in the criminal justice system for 20 years and K-12 education for 10 years. I worked with children for 30 years and their parents. I'm a former state of Colorado juvenile probation officer working in the criminal justice system, and I've been a certified paralegal since 1984 when I was in the United States Marine Corps. I'm also a former teacher, dean of students, and restorative justice coordinator. So I've had my share of lazy folks, trust me. I've had my share of professionals that just did the bare minimum. That's all they're going to do. So it's tough a lot of times, but my work ethic never allowed me to be simple, never allowed me to not have a sense of urgency. I always have. You know, when I went in the United States Marine Corps, it gave me a sense of identity. It really, really did. So, how to build strong work ethic. Although many traits reflective of strong work ethic may come naturally to us, they can also be learned, developed, and sharpened. Here's some tips on how to start. Follow the lead of peers, mentors, and bosses. If you can get a mentor, mentors are always good through networking, right? Because you can always learn. I can learn from anyone. I loved working with kids for 30 years because kids are incredible and they taught me so much. Kids taught me so much. And so, you know, you have to have an open mind to learning, right? Develop self-discipline. Now, a lot of folks just don't have discipline. They think they do, but they don't. When you're not on time to work and, you know, you slack and you don't have a problem with other people picking up, you know, work that you should be doing, you lack self-discipline. You lack restraint. You do. So developing self-discipline is going to be critical because when you have self-discipline, you get to check yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone else checking you. You get to check yourself. All right? Under self-discipline is developing self-discipline involves understanding, like I said, self-control as well as how to maintain your energy, which is very important. Pacing yourself throughout the day is very, very important. Because if you don't pace yourself throughout the day when it comes to work, you could become overwhelmed. You can get anxiety and a lot of things can just happen. Right? Reprioritize each day and start it strong. If you consistently manage your time wisely, you'll develop a reputation of professionalism and integrity. Facts. I agree with that 100%. When you prioritize your day and how it must go forward, you're in control. You are definitely in control. And you will start off your day great by doing so. Think like an owner. Even though when you work for companies, you can think like an owner. You can take ownership of the work that's given to you, right? Be proud of the work that you do. Take pride in your environment. Take pride in your workstation. Take pride in your, in your job title. Take pride. Head up, chest out. Take pride. All right, Millennials and Gen Z? Hold the team interest higher than your own. Selflessness is required in order to have good work ethic. Selflessness is required. Okay? If you're not a selfless person, work ethic is going to be a struggle for you. It just is. Okay. That is that article, Millennials and Gen Z. So, like I said, Millennials and Gen Z, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any concerns, if there's topics that you may think that you would want me to cover, feel free. Leave them in the comments, right? I have no problem discussing, sharing my wisdom with Uncle E, with you Millennials and Gen Z, because that's what I'm here for. I've decided that I believe it's time for a lot of elders to step up and step into the lives of millennials and Gen Z, because so many millennials and Gen Z are struggling right now. They need to understand why the economies jacked up. They need to understand why a lot of these businesses are laying off people and not hiring people. They need to understand why. And the elders, we've been there and we've done it. So it would be nice if some of us would come back and share our wisdom, right? So I'm doing my part. I'm exactly doing my part. And like I said, I love being around young people. And, millennials and Gen Z, like I said, keep your heads up, keep your chest out, right? Always walk high, walk strong. Do you. Okay? Handle your business. Grind every day. When you go to work, leave a better person that you arrived, right? Set personal goals for yourself while you're at work. You can do that. You can set benchmarks, right? On what you want to accomplish in 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, a year. The potential for promotions. Invest in yourself. Always make sure. Do your research on the companies that you're working for. See where they fall. See what their income is. See what their outcome is. It's important to know these things if you're going to work for a company and invest, because they're going to use your labor. So my whole thing is, you should always get a good investment on your labor. If you're going to work for a company, right? Always get a good investment on your labor. Okay, millennials and Gen Z. It's been another live stream. It's been a good one. Like I said, I live stream once a week. This week, though, this is the week of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to live stream every day, Monday through Sunday. I'm going to do a live stream every day this week because I have the time. So I appreciate you, millennials and Gen Z. Thank you for participating. If you were able to, if not, catch the replay video and feel free to comment as well. Okay? And until tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream, Millennials and Gen Z. All righty. Uncle E, I'm done. I am absolutely done. It's been a good one. Appreciate you. All right. Mis amigos, hasta la próxima semana. Adios. Paz. This is Ephraim B. Martin. I'm 59 years of age and a girl dad of 4 adult daughters. Okay, millennials and Gen Z. I'll holla at you. Peace.